Carrying forward, number 30, Senior Brent Bliss. The other forward, number 31, Junior Brent Bliss.
And Jack Healey back with Vince Allo. We just had the singing of the national anthem. That was Amy, wasn't it? Yeah, Amy Jane Welch singing it live. We're sorry we didn't get that on the air. If I knew she was singing it live, we would have tried to stay here. But we have a tendency over here not to be able to pick up the national anthem very well on the air, so we took the break. But Amy Jane Welch here live singing the national anthem at the MSJ Common Avenue Gym.
Early on for MSJ, look for them to go inside to St. Peter, try to get something established down low, take the ball right at Ben Anderson, and see if they can get the big guy from Rutland in any kind of foul trouble. On the Rutland side, Mayhew pushing the ball up the court, forcing that tempo that Coach Thompson wants him to go with here this evening.
Hey, Jack?
Yes?
Bulldog here again. Can we try raising Vince's mic up a little bit?
Okay, you got it. All right. We're all set to go. The Raiders going left to right here in the first half. MSJ right to left. The tap between St. Peter and Anderson, won by the Raiders. Penny with it in the forecourt. Right sideline, down low to Bliss. Dribbles toward the right sideline. Dribbles to the left now. Goes to Chris Mayhew. Dribbles to the left baseline now. Varsity with it. On the left wing to Ben Anderson. Holds the ball over his head. Underneath to Varsity, and his little baseline jumper blocked out of bounds by Stu St. Peter. And Varsity was open there for just a moment. Nice play by St. Peter.
Good help side recovery by St. Peter. Varsity wide open. St. Peter drop stepped and made the block shot.
Play back in, Penny with it. On the right sideline goes to Chris Mayhew. Dribbles once out front to Brent Bliss, top of the circle. Dribbles left, then right. On the right wing goes to Ben Anderson. Down low, he wanted to go to Mayhew. Runs it down at the right baseline and dribbles back to the right. Now to Bliss, down low. Turnaround in the lane is no good. Rebound fought for. And it goes to Penny, back up in the lane, no good. And the rebound back to Penny in the lane. Spins in the lane, back up, no good. Rebound, Anderson trying to go back up with it. He was fouled. He'll be at the line for two. Ben Anderson in the act of shooting. And the foul is on Sean Keenan, his first, and MSJ's first. The officials tonight, Steve Patrica and Clint Martin. We're just underway. MSJ and Rutland at the Common Avenue Gym, and Ben Anderson will be at the line for two shots, 6'6" senior.
Nice job by Rutland High, keeping the basketball alive on the offensive end. Finally wrapped up by Anderson after 2 or 3 attempts, and he finally got fouled by Keenan. Keenan's first. Anderson converts the first.
Anderson will get another as the Raiders lead at 1-0 after hitting the first. Ben Anderson looks and fires, and it's no good. Rebound tapped around, and it finally comes down to Stu St. Peter as he covers up and goes to Sean Keenan. Both teams in the man-to-man as Keenan dribbles into the forecourt, picked up by Penny. Stops top of the circle. On the left goes to Darryl Oskoski, picked up by Bliss. On the cut to St. Peter. Head fakes left side of the lane to the left corner to Oskoski. Down low to Keenan. Beats his man, drives baseline, and lays it in.
What a nice job of sealing off the defense from Brian Penny by Sean Keenan, and a good entry pass by Darryl Oskoski.
And the Mounties lead at 2-1 in the early going. Left sideline, Ben Anderson with it. Anderson holds the ball over his head. Goes down low now to Penny on the bounce to Varsity, and short jumper's good. Greg Birajiklian from the right side of the lane, and the Raiders lead it 3-2. 6:28 left first quarter. John Keenan in the forecourt. On the left goes to Darryl Laskoski. Laskoski looking inside, goes to the key to Abel on the right now. With it is Chad Fox on the cut to St. Peter in the key. 17-footer, no good. Keenan the rebound. Spins from the baseline, back up and good. Off the glass, and the Mounties lead it 4-3. Well, they're picking up a little bit more offensively than they did in that first matchup. Mayhew with it right sideline. Now to Anderson in the key. Ben Anderson looks around, still looking. Covered well by Abel. Now to Birajiklian, left side of the circle. On the cut to Mayhew in the lane. Stripped by Fox. Fox steals, and Fox is fouled by Brian Pinney. First on Pinney. That's the first on the team.
Well, getting back to what you just said, Jack, the reason that they're scoring earlier than they did in the first matchup is both teams are aggressively looking at the basket, something they did not do in that first matchup.
With it is Sean Keenan, right sideline near the hash mark for the Mounties in the forecourt. Sends it out front now to Kyle Abel. To the left sideline to Darryl Laskoski. Both teams with that man-to-man defense. Laskoski dribbles left to right, sends it out front to Fox, halfway between the circles. Dribbles right to left now, chased by Chris Mayhew. Stops the dribble, holds the ball over his head, goes to Laskoski, left side of the lane, 15-footer's good. And the Mounties lead it now 6-3. 5:28 remaining in the first quarter. Chad Fox waits for Mayhew as Mayhew skips into the forecourt for Rutland High. On the left to Anderson to the left baseline. Anderson on the bounce now to Pinney. Back to Anderson, down low. Spins, drives, lays it up. No good. They might have been able to get a piece of that. And with it is Keenan as he dribbles into the forecourt. Keenan to the right baseline to Stu St. Peter. Goes to the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound to Anderson. Shovels it off now for Bliss. Bliss on the left to Pinney, left sideline. Back to Bliss, left side of the circle. On the right side of the circle now to Mayhew. Back on the left to Anderson. Anderson down low to Birajiklian. Head fakes, lays it up, no good. St. Peter the rebound. Sends it ahead to Keenan. Keenan drives to the left side of the lane. Running right-hander is good. Is it going to count? We got a whistle and a foul. It's before the shot.
It's on Brian Pinney. That'll be his second foul, Jack.
So the basket does not count. The foul on Pinney, as Vince mentioned, is his second on the team. And John Barker getting set to check into the ball game for Rutland High. John Barker, a 6'2 senior, in for Brian Pinney. So the foul before the shot. The bucket doesn't count. The Mounties control now. St. Peter's pass deflected, but it goes right to Keenan. 15-footer is good. And the Mounties lead it 8-3, 4:37 left first quarter.
Keenan active all over the place early in this game, and that's a big loss. Brian Pinney with his second personal with 4.5 remaining here in this first quarter.
Ben Anderson, left side of the circle for Rutland High, picked up by Abel. On the right now to Mayhew. Mayhew back out front, top of the circle to Ben Anderson. Ben Anderson holds the ball over his head. Anderson looking on the left to Mayhew to the left baseline. Pulls up for the jumper, no good, but he was fouled. Mayhew will be at the line for two. The foul is on Chad Fox. His first, then is the second on the team.
And that's a matchup that Rutland can enjoy all evening long as Fox is matched up on Mayhew. That's going to be a quickness advantage for Rutland High, and they took advantage of it that time. And Mayhew ends up at the line for a pair. Aaron
Boynton, who played a superb game the other night coming off the bench, checks in for Rutland for Greg Birajiklian. So Bliss, Barker, Boynton, Mayhew, and Anderson, the alignment for Rutland High now. Chris Mayhew at the line for two, and he hits the first. He'll get another. 8-4, MSJ by 4, 4:16 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, Boynton certainly has been the story off the bench for the Raiders in the early part of this season, giving them a new dimension. He was in the starting lineup originally, feels more comfortable off the bench. This is
the second rebound to Anderson, back up, no good. Rebound to St. Peter. St. Peter throws it into the forecourt to Laskoski, down low to Abel. Underneath the bucket, head fakes, lays it up, no good. Boynton might have got a piece of that, comes down to Anderson, ahead down to Mayhew. Nice play by Boynton. Mayhew into the lane, drives and lays it in. He went coast to coast after getting the pass in the backcourt, and MSJ leads it 8-6. 3:50 remaining in the first quarter. Rutland won the JV game tonight, 55-49. Keenan with it, dribbles to the left baseline, drives and lays it in. Sean Keenan, strong move to the bucket, and MSJ's up 10-6. The other way quickly is Chris Mayhew. Chris Mayhew sends it to the left baseline now to Boynton. Boynton toward the left sideline and then sends it to the left wing to Ben Anderson. Anderson between the left sideline and the key. Cross court now on the right to Mayhew. Dribbles into the lane, pulls up for the short jumper, no good off the glass. Rebound tapped all the way out near midcourt. Run down by Anderson to John Barker. Back on the right to Mayhew. Mayhew shovels it in for Boynton. Turnaround is good from the right baseline. And MSJ leads it 10-8 with 3:05 remaining first quarter. Into the forecourt, down the middle, Sean Keenan picked up by Brent Bliss. On the right goes to Darryl Laskowski near the right sideline. Laskowski picked up by John Barker. Dribbles toward the middle, goes to Abel at the free throw line. Fires up, no good. Rebound, Keenan. Keenan right side of the lane, spins, fires back up, no good. We'll get a whistle and a foul against Rutland. Keenan will be at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. And the foul is on Brent Bliss, his first, and that is the 3rd on the team. As into the ball game, let's see, Laskowski is out. Joe Lorman is in.
Fuller.
And Greg Fuller is into the ball game. Shot by Keenan is good, and he will get another 11-8. The Mounties lead it by 3. Greg Fuller is another player that's back after being out. Keenan hits the second, hits them both. It's 12-8. The Mounties lead it by 4. We mentioned Camden being back. Greg Fuller also back.
And Keenan's got 10 of those 12 MSJ points in his first quarter.
Greg Fuller is a sophomore. 2:40 remaining here in the first quarter. The Mounties have that 4-point lead. With it at the left baseline, he is Barker, drives, head fakes, trying to pump it up. Shot blocked, but he was fouled. And the foul
is on Sean Keenan. That's
they
his
did call it on Keenan, his second. Of course, Penny has 2 for Rutland. He's on the bench right now. And John Barker will be at the line for 2 shots. He was in the act of shooting.
Big decision now for Coach Wood of MSJ. Do you keep Keenan in there and risk him getting his 3rd personal here in this first quarter, or even the first half? He's on fire tonight. He's got 10 of the MSJ 12 points, and he just gave Coach Wood the indication that he'll be okay if he leaves him in. Barker
misses the first, and his second is in and out and back in again. John Barker hits 1 out of 2, and MSJ leads it 12-9. So Greg Fuller, who is in the ball game, we had mentioned Jamie Camden also in uniform. That gives MSJ an added dimension depth-wise. Joe Lorman with it, right baseline, drives and lays it in. Nice move to the bucket for Joe Lorman, and the Mounties lead it 14-9. Chris Mayhew, along with John Barker, Brent Bliss, Aaron Boynton, and Ben Anderson in there right now for Rutland High, as the Mounties have switched to the zone now. Left wing, it is Brent Bliss with it. Back out front to Barker, halfway between the circles. Dribbles to the left and stops, and he's traveling. And MSJ will go on hoop in the backcourt as Nate Traynor checks in for the Mounties. Nate Traynor will check in for Sean Keenan. Keenan will sit down with the 2 personal fouls.
And this is where the Nate Traynor coming over to MSJ helps them. They get a quality ball player to come in when someone like Sean Keenan goes to the bench with 2 fouls.
2 minutes left first quarter as Greg Fuller has it and goes to Lorman. Lorman into the forecourt, picked up by Mayhew off the man-to-man. Lorman to the left baseline, gets double-teamed. He dribbled on the baseline. And so it's a turnover against MSJ, and Rutland will control in the backcourt. Nice defense there by Chris Mayhew. Into the forecourt, Chris Mayhew. On the left goes to Bliss, up top now to Anderson, right baseline to Barker. His shot blocked by St. Peter as he went baseline. Came down to Traynor, and with it now is Lorman. Lorman throws it on the right for Fuller, into the lane, running left-hander, no good off the glass. And the rebound off Kyle Abel, out of bounds, Rutland's basketball. St. Peter already with a couple of blocked shots in this game.
And what we're seeing offensively for MSJ, which is something new so far, they're really attacking the basket aggressively. That's something that they have yet to do to this point this season, and they're doing it here in this first quarter.
With it out front is Mayhew on the left to Bliss. The Mounties in the zone. Bliss back out to Mayhew, halfway between the circles. Back to Bliss, to the left baseline, pulls up, takes the jumper. It's no good. An air ball comes down to Traynor. Took that from behind the bucket. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the first quarter. MSJ 14 and Rutland 9. With it is Nate Traynor, left sideline in the forecourt. On the bounce, down low to St. Peter. Head fakes, left side of the lane. His jumper's no good. Easy rebound to Aaron Boynton. Boynton goes to Bliss. Bliss fires into the forecourt for Ben Anderson, right sideline. Cross court now to Barker. Double pumps, triple pumps, leaves it off for Boynton. Short jumper, no good. But a 3-second violation against Rutland. As into the ball game for Rutland High is Matt Bloomer. And checking out is Chris Mayhew.
And credits Kyle Abel with that 3-second violation as Barker stopped and had to use the pump fake because Abel was right in his face and he was in the lane for 3 seconds.
40 seconds left first quarter. Joe Lorman with it near the right sideline. And he's covered by Matt Bloomer. Joe Lorman controlling off the dribble, sends it out to Abel. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Hands it off to Lorman, dribbling right to left now. Joe Lorman near the left sideline and dribbles back out front. 22 seconds left in the quarter. He goes to Abel and gets it back again. Joe Lorman. Joe Lorman stops the dribble, looks right. Finally on the bounce near midcourt to St. Peter. 12 seconds left in the quarter. With it now is Nate Traynor. A Trainer dribbles toward the right sideline. 6 seconds left. Way out front. Now to Abel near the right sideline. 3 seconds left to St. Peter. Top of the circle. It's no good off the rim as time expires, ending the first quarter. Great defense by the Raiders. They kept the Mounties a long way from the bucket, and St. Peter had to take a bomb virtually at the buzzer that went no good. We played it here, and he's still in the lineup. As we get set for the second quarter, Jamie Cannon has yet to check in.
And you throw into the fact that Nate Trainer joined the team. That gives him 3, if not 4, quality people off the bench. And early on in this season, Coach Leon Wood pointed to the fact that his bench was thin. No longer can he make that claim.
MSJ's basketball here at the beginning of the second quarter. Lorman with it to Abel on the left to Trainer. Nate Trainer dribbles left to right, goes to St. Peter. Into the lane, running right-hander, no good. St. Peter, his own rebound, back up, no good. It was blocked by Barker, jump ball situation. Nice defensive play for John Barker. It'll be Rutland's basketball. The Raiders going with Matt Bloomer and Brent Bliss, John Barker, Ben Anderson, and Aaron Boynton. Matt Bloomer with it halfway between the circles. On the left to Brent Bliss. Back out to Bloomer, halfway between the circles. Mounties used the 2-3 zone and the 3-2 zone here, as well as the man-to-man, and they're in the zone right now. It looks like the 3-2 this time, or 2-1-2.
Anything equaling 5 out there, it's like an amoeba defense.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little confusing to try to recognize that. Brent Bliss with it, left wing. Back to Bloomer on the right. 17-footer, no good off the rim. Rebound, back to Matt Bloomer. Into the lane. On the bounce to Boynton. Drives baseline and lays it in. Nice pass for Matt Bloomer. He found Boynton, and Boynton laid it in. 14-11. The Mounties have a 3-point lead early going second quarter. The Mounties break the Raider pressure as Fuller goes to Abel. Shot blocked by Anderson. Comes back to Abel. Nice defensive play by Anderson. Here's St. Peter. 17-footer is good. 16-11, the Mounties by 5.
That last Rutland basket by Boynton was thanks in part to the effort by Brent Bliss. He kept that ball alive, deflected it back to Bloomer. Bloomer to Boynton for 2.
On the left with it is John Barker. Barker on the bounce near the left sideline to Brent Bliss. Up top to Boynton. Back out to Bloomer, top of the circle. Back to Bliss, left side. 15-footer is good. And the Raiders coming back. The Mounties lead it by 3, 16-13. Full court Raider pressure. St. Peter goes to Trainer. Trainer breaks the pressure, fires into the forecourt for Lorman. He did not break the pressure. Lorman can't handle it. Goes out of bounds, and Chad Fox back in for MSJ for Nate Trainer. So it's Fox, Lorman, St. Peter, Abel, and Fuller, the alignment right now for MSJ. MSJ led by 5 after a quarter. It's a 3-point MSJ lead now as Bloomer goes on the left to Anderson. Down low to Bliss, left baseline. Drives and lays it in. The head fake by Bliss found the opening, went baseline and laid it in, and the Mounties lead it by 1, 16-15. Full court zone pressure by the Raiders. Lorman to St. Peter. St. Peter breaks it as he throws it into the forecourt for Chad Fox near the right sideline. Chad Fox directing the attack for MSJ. Fox has it near the right sideline. The Raiders now on the zone here, where they gave the look of the zone. They kind of a matchup zone there as St. Peter sends it out front to Fuller, on the right to Fox. Now to St. Peter, and we got a foul against Matt Bloomer. His first on Bloomer, and that is the 4th on the team as Darryl Laskowski checks in for Greg Fuller for MSJ.
Well, Rutland switched defenses, went to the zone. St. Peter came from the weak side to the strong side, right on the elbow, and got fouled in the process.
Chad Fox puts the ball into play underneath to Abel, and he lays it in. We've got good positioning underneath, and it got the pass, the inbounds play, and laid it in. And MSJ is up by 3, 18-15, almost a steal by Oskowski. Couldn't save it at the corner. It'll be Rutland's basketball.
See what both these teams are made of with their 2 star guards on the bench, Penny for Rutland and Keenan for MSJ, each with 2 personals in that first quarter.
Brent Bliss now back to Ben Anderson. Down low, wanted to go to Barker by him, but saved by Boynton at the baseline, left side of the bucket. Back out to Barker, halfway between the circles. John Barker looks left, goes right on the bounce, now to Boynton. Backs it up toward the sideline, back to Anderson, right side of the circle. On the left now to Bliss. Pulls up, lays it up, no good. Rebound to Anderson and also to Abel. Jump ball situation. It's MSJ's basketball this time. And the Raiders will set up that full court pressure. Well, they're going to relent now as Joe Lorman slowly up court. He'll be picked up by Bloomer off the man-to-man as he gets it into the forecourt. Lorman, Oskowski, St. Peter, Fox, and Abel, the alignment right now for MSJ. Lorman with it, sends it out now to Darryl Oskowski, right side of the circle. Dribbles to the right, toward the right sideline, chased by Barker. Out to the key to Abel, 18-footer straight on, off the back of the rim, no good. We got a foul in the rebounding action. A foul, I believe, on Joe Lorman. And that's the first on Joe Lorman of the Mount. He is fourth on the team, and the Raiders will have the basketball in the backcourt. 4:39 left first half. MSJ 18, Rutland 15. Chris Mayhew checks in for Matt Bloomer. Nope, it's going to be Mayhew for Bliss for Rutland High.
Bliss off to a good start in that second quarter with 2 big buckets. Right as the second quarter began, gave Rutland a good shot in the arm offensively.
Barker down low to Anderson into the lane. His turnaround no good off the glass. Rebound to Kyle Abel. Abel goes to Darryl Oskoski. Oskoski down the middle. Dribbles to the right. On the right wing goes to Chad Fox near the right sideline. Fox holds the ball over his head. Back out to the key to St. Peter. Picked up by Anderson. Drives on Anderson. Anderson on the block. And is finally tapped all the way out near midcourt to Joe Lorman. Lorman to the left side of the circle. On the right to Fox to the right side of the lane. Drives, blocked by Anderson. Rebound to St. Peter. Fadeaway is good in the lane. And the Mounties lead at 20-15. 3:59 left first half. Down the middle, Chris Mayhew picked up by Fox. The Mounties back in their man-to-man. Goes to Barker, now to Bloomer. Right side of the circle. Matt Bloomer dribbles once and goes now to Barker. Right side in three-point land. Barker dribbles to the middle. Stops in the key on the left to Matt Bloomer. Bloomer on the cut to Mayhew in the lane. Running right-hander's good. Nice move to the bucket on the runner by Chris Mayhew. It's MSJ 20, Rutland 17.
Mayhew with 5 points in this first half. Good offensive production at that point guard spot.
Dave Pallard gets set to check in for Rutland as the Mounties have it with Lorman to Fox. Skips to the lane. On the right to St. Peter. 15-footer, no good. A rebound to Anderson. Outlet off the hands of Bloomer. Stolen away by Lorman. Lorman to the lane. Running left-handers. No good off the glass. Rebound chased down by Barker. And Barker hands it off now to Matt Bloomer. Bloomer now to Chris Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles left to right. On the bounce, right wing to John Barker. Up for three. Bang! Three-pointer for Barker, and that ties it at 20 apiece.
The big dog off the bench, John Barker. The big three-pointer. A new twist to his game. Normally an inside slashing player hits the big three-pointer.
2:45 left in the half. Down low. Abel had it, but we got a foul against Rutland. It's on Boynton, I believe. It is on Aaron Boynton, and that's the first on Boynton, and that is the fifth on the team. Paller is in, Anderson is out. Of course, this game already higher scoring than that earlier one. That first one was 16-15 at halftime. With it now, right wing, St. Peter, 18-footer, an air ball that'll go out of bounds. We're going to tie ball game at 20 apiece with 2:40 left in the first half. Rutland's basketball. Chris Mayhew into the forecourt down the middle. Mayhew dribbles to the left. Mayhew goes to Boynton. Boynton back out to Paller, now to Mayhew, to the key, and back out on the right wing it goes to Barker. Barker down low, wanted to go to Boynton, knocked away by St. Peter, picked off by Fox. Fox roars into the forecourt. On the bounce to St. Peter, drives, lays it up, and in. And is it going to count? We got a foul.
Basket will count.
Yes, it will count. A foul. St. Peter an opportunity for a three-point play. The foul is on John Barker, his first. That is the sixth on the team as the Mounties lead at 22-20.
What a nice bounce pass by Chad Fox on the run, off the dribble, right between the legs of the Rutland defender. A nice bounce pass on the fly, caught by St. Peter. He laid it in, hooping some harm, fouled by Barker, and he'll go to the line for one.
Step back in for Bloomer. He did a nice job while he was in there. Also Barker taking a breather, and Bliss is back in. St. Peter trying to put a topping on the three-point play. His shot is in and out. No good. A rebound to Boynton. So the Mounties have the 2-point lead, 22-20. 2:10 left in the first half. Mayhew with it down the middle. On the right to Mike Stempek. Back to the key now to Boynton into the lane. Pulls up with a short jumper shot deflected by St. Peter. And we got a foul against us to St. Peter. That is his first. And on the Mounties, that is number 5. And at the line for 2 is Aaron Boynton in the act of shooting with 2:03 remaining in the first half. Next foul, by the way, on the Raiders will send the Mounties to the line. The Mounties have 1 to give. In this case, Boynton at the line for 2. And his shot is good. He'll get another. 22-21. It's MSJ by 1. Well, the first one went to the wire. Low scoring. This one is picked up a little bit offensively. And I think this one will go to the wire as well. Here's Boynton's second shot. He's got that one. 2 free throws for Boynton. Hits them both. And that ties it at 22 apiece. 2 minutes remaining in the first half as Stempek waits for Joe Lorman as he slowly dribbles into the forecourt. To the left sideline, Chad Fox picked up by Mayhew. Fox dribbles a few times. It goes to Darryl Oskoski out near the midcourt circle. Back to Fox, left side. Chad Fox dribbles left to right into the lane. Throws it back out for Abel to St. Peter. St. Peter out near the midcourt circle. 1:38 left in the half. St. Peter, Abel, Lorman, Fox, and Oskoski in there right now for MSJ. St. Peter now to Fox out near the midcourt circle. Now to Joe Lorman. Well, he's spreading it out with 1:25 remaining in the half. Lorman dribbles to the left, now goes to the left baseline to Oskoski, back to Lorman, left wing. Back out front to Fox near the midcourt circle. Picked up by Mayhew off the man-to-man. To the right sideline, he goes to Kyle Abel. Picked up by Pallard. Abel way out near midcourt. 1:07 remaining in the half. Now to Lorman, midcourt circle to Oskoski near the left sideline. Back out front to St. Peter, picked up by Boynton. Back to Oskoski, left sideline. 58 seconds left in the half. The Mounties spreading it out here. 22-22 is our score. Oskoski pitch and catch with Abel. Oskoski has it back again, left sideline. Darryl Oskoski picked up by Bliss. Out front to Abel near the midcourt circle. 42 seconds remaining in the half. Fox with it now, picked up by Mayhew. Fox midcourt circle. Dribbles right to left. 36 seconds left in the half. Now Abel with it out near midcourt to Oskoski near the left sideline out front. 30 seconds left in the half. 22 apiece is our score. MSJ and Rutland now. Abel with it midcourt circle. On the right to Chad Fox. Fox right sideline. Now to Oskoski halfway between the circles. 18 seconds left in the half. Oskoski dribbles to the right side of the lane, to the right sideline, right baseline. Oskoski wanted to go to Fox, picked off by Mayhew. 10 seconds left in the half. Mayhew into the forecourt down the middle. Mayhew stops left side of the circle. Now to Stempek. Stempek from the right baseline. His jumper no good. Rebound goes out of bounds as time expires, ending the first half. So the Mounties for about 1:30 seconds control the basketball, then lost the basketball with 10 seconds left in the half, and the Raiders trying a shot virtually at the buzzer by Stempek and did not get it. So still Penny and Keenan with 2 personal fouls apiece. You mentioned Keenan with 10 points here. You might remember that first game, MSJ scored only 37 points, and Keenan led the way with 21.
Well, he certainly started to get his groove going there in the first quarter, and then unfortunately for the Mounties, he went out with his second personal foul midway through that first quarter. Brian Penny, on the other hand, never really got anything going offensively, but he's the type of player with his three-point shooting ability that can turn it on in a hurry, and that's going to be the story here in the second half, is at what point in this game either Keenan or Penny picks up their third personal foul. If it's into the fourth quarter, it's not a problem. If it's early in this second half, it could be a problem for either ball club.
Getting set here, third quarter, 22 all. The Raiders and the Mounties and Rutland's basketball. The Raiders going right to left here in the second half. The Mounties going left to right. Anderson with it. On the cut to Mayhew, into the lane. Short jumper, good off the glass. Mayhew puts the Raiders in front, 24-22. Full court pressure by the Raiders as with it in the backcourt is Keenan. Now to St. Peter. St. Peter throws into the forecourt for Darryl Oskoski. The Mounties break the pressure. Now to Greg Fuller. Back to Oskoski. We'll set the alignment for both teams when we have an opportunity. Fuller, a baseline jumper, no good. Rebound. St. Peter back up, no good. Tapped around, it goes out of bounds. Off MSJ, Rutland's basketball. Brent Bliss, Chris Mayhew, Greg Birajiklian, Ben Anderson, and Brian Penny for the Raiders. Darryl Oskoski, Greg Fuller, Sean Keenan, Kyle Abel, and Stu St. Peter for MSJ. Birajiklian with it, right wing. On the cut to Anderson. Drives, lays it in. And the Raiders establishing themselves in the early going here, third quarter. Go up by a score of 26-22 in that full court zone pressure by the Raiders. Oskoski with it in the backcourt. Rifles into the forecourt for Kyle Abel. Abel left side. Sends it back out to Oskoski near the left sideline. As Oskoski dribbles left to right. Has it halfway between the circles. Dribbles toward the right sideline. Chased by Bliss off the man-to-man. Down low. Wanted to go to St. Peter for the steal. Penny. Penny starts the break down the middle. Drives into the lane. Running right-hander. No good. Rebound goes to Anderson. Anderson out to Mayhew. Mayhew into the lane. Back out to Bliss. Up for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound to Keenan. Keenan the other way for MSJ into the forecourt down the middle. Dribbles to the left now. Left sideline chased by Mayhew. Keenan holds the ball over his head. Now goes to Abel left side of the circle. On the right to St. Peter near the right sideline. Back to Darryl Oskoski. Now to Keenan. Back to Oskoski right wing. Darryl Oskoski looking around. Dribbles toward the right corner. Back to the left now and goes to Abel in the key. Back to Oskoski. Up for three. No, an air ball. Saved by Abel nicely at the baseline to Fuller. Wanted to go back to Abel. Stolen away by Birajiklian. Down to Penny. He drives and lays it in left-handed. And Leon Wood wants a timeout as the Raiders go up 28-22. 6 unanswered points for Rutland High here at the beginning of the third quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
On that play, Brian Penny took it the length of the floor. He had Stu St. Peter in his back pocket, and St. Peter had Penny shot that ball from the right side with his right hand. He would have blocked it, but at the last minute, Penny switched it to his left, finger rolled it in over the top of the rim, and converted the bucket.
MSJ's basketball with it is Oskoski. Now to Fox. Some full court Raider pressure now. St. Peter to Keenan. Keenan into the forecourt right sideline. A 6-point Raider lead. 5:46 left in the third quarter. Keenan to the right baseline. Drives, lays it up. No good. And it goes to St. Peter, and he lays it in. Keenan threw it over the bucket, and air ball. St. Peter right there, and laid it in easily. It's Rutland 28, MSJ 24. There's Mayhew with it on the right to Greg Birajiklian. Here the right sideline. Birajiklian now to Mayhew into the key. Now on the left wing to Brent Bliss. Bliss dribbles once, sends it now to Penny right side of the circle. His jumper's no good. Rebound to Fox. Fox ahead to Keenan. Getting back to knock the ball out of bounds on a nice play was Mayhew. It'll be MSJ's basketball. The last time we saw MSJ and Rutland play, we said that the intensity was picked up nicely on the floor. Intensity pretty good here. But where is the crowd? They're sitting on their hands here. Where's the electricity in this crowd? Here's Keenan, left baseline. His jumper's no good. Rebound to Penny. Penny into the forecourt. Penny stops right side of the lane. Short jumper is good. And it's 30-24. The Raiders up by 6. Eddie Carroll is going to lead the way. He's in the front row. He's got to tell this crowd to pick it up. Man, it's dead over there.
I know he's got his pom-poms in his back pocket. Any minute now he breaks those out. The crowd.
Come on, Eddie, start it up. Let's get some noise in this place. Abel now to Fox near the right sideline.
It's like they're watching a play.
I think so. What's the matter? Here's Abel underneath to Fox. He lays it up. No good. Fox gets his own rebound underneath the bucket. Double pumps. Back up, an air ball comes down to Bliss. Bliss sends it ahead now to Anderson into the forecourt. Anderson now to Mayhew. Midcourt circled. Has it halfway between the circles now. Now on the right to Greg Birajiklian. Birajiklian now to Bliss. Dribbles into the lane. Pumps up the jumper. It's no good off the glass. Rebound to Birajiklian. Back out to Bliss, now to Mayhew. Mayhew to the left baseline. His short jumper, no good. Got a whistle and a foul. Mayhew will be out the line for 2 in the act of shooting. The foul is on Chad Fox. And that foul on Fox is his second. And that is the first on the team as Aaron Boynton is in for Greg Birajiklian for Rutland High. Raiders lead at 30-24. 4 minutes left, third quarter.
MSJ coming out of the locker room here at halftime, a little flat. Trying hard to show some emotion here, and Rutland really going after the loose ball, and Leon Wood doing everything he can to get his troops fired up out there. And I think the lack of enthusiasm, they say enthusiasm is contagious. Well, so is lack of it. And apparently the crowd here trying to get the message across to their players, but believe me, folks, it's working.
Mayhew hit the first, 31-24 Raiders. Mayhew misses the second. Keenan on the rebound. I think maybe we have to hire the San Diego Chicken or something to get the fans fired up in this town.
See if we can get Mitch Braves to go over there and get them
left
going.
Sideline, Darryl Oskoski with it. Now out to Keenan. On the right to Chad Fox. Between the right sideline and the key. Now to Abel, back to Fox, out front to St. Peter. On the cut, he wanted to go to Abel, off him, but it's saved nicely by Oskoski at the baseline to Fox to St. Peter. St. Peter fouled by Chris Mayhew. First team foul on the Raiders. The foul on Chris Mayhew is his first. As into the ball game is Joe Lorman for MSJ for Darryl Oskoski. The Raiders have a 31-24 lead with 3:34 left in the third quarter. Fox with it near the left sideline, near the hash mark, picked up by Bliss off the man-to-man. On the left now to Keenan to the left baseline. Now the bounce wanted to go to St. Peter. Bliss on the steal. Nice play. Double teamed in the backcourt. And he calls for the timeout. Heads up play by Brent Bliss. Timeout Rutland. 3:24 left third quarter. Our score, Rutland 31, MSJ 25. Man has never missed a commercial announcement. Brian Mayhew is our cameraman tonight.
You like the new nickname for Bulldog?
Yes, I do.
Pantry?
Pantry, I know it. Actually, it should be the whole kitchen, I know. But
Aisle 5, we'll call it.
there we go.
Like Aisle 5, Blair.
That was not Bulldog as the engineer last week with those breaks being missed, so we have to give Bulldog credit here. Brian Pinney with it in the forecourt for Rutland High. Pinney into the lane, running right-hander, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound off Keenan, right to Boynton in the lane. Short jumper, no go. Rebound Lorman. Joe Lorman fires into the forecourt for St. Peter. St. Peter between the left sideline and the lane. Sends it out now to Joe Lorman between the left sideline and the key. Lorman, left-handed dribble back to St. Peter, left wing, going to work on Ben Anderson. On the bounce down low to Keenan. He lays it up. No good. A leaner by Keenan. But we get a foul against Rutland. Keenan will be at the line for 2. And the foul is on, I believe. Let's see, who they call that one on?
Mayhew.
They did call it on Mayhew as second. That's the second on the team.
Oh, in the first matchup this year, Jack, it was the second quarter that gave MSJ fits. They had 2 points in that quarter.
Oh, he
that
got 3 in this one.
free throw by Keenan is their third point with 2:51 remaining in this third quarter. So they're just, it's the story of quarters here for MSJ against Rutland this year. Keenan
will get another. It's 31-25, Rutland by 6. Second shot by Keenan is good. He gets them both, and Rutland leads at 31-26. 2:51 left third quarter. Pinney along with Mayhew, Bliss, Boynton, and Anderson for Rutland High. With it is Chris Mayhew going to work on Fox. On the left to Anderson. Down low, wanted to go to Bliss, off him. Picked off by St. Peter to Abel to Lorman. Lorman right sideline and getting back to knock the ball out of bounds. Brent Bliss. And Bliss has been all over the place. It'll be MSJ's basketball right sideline in the forecourt. Gets it into Joe Lorman. Lorman picked up by Brian Pinney. Both teams in the man-to-man right now on the bounce. Right sideline to Sean Keenan. Keenan dribbles to the right baseline. Gets double team. Brings it out to Fox. Up for 3. Around the rim. And in. Three-pointer for Chad Fox. 31-29. Rutland's lead is down to 2.
This just in. The fans have entered the building. It took that every use of the rim three-pointer by Chad Fox to get them off their hands. It's worked. Cuts the lead to 2.
With it is Mayhew, left sideline. Picked up by Fox off the man-to-man. Out to Pinney. Halfway between the circles. Picked up by Keenan. To the left baseline to Anderson. Drives, lays it up, no good. We got a foul against MSJ. Ben Anderson in the act of shooting will be at the line for 2. And the foul is on Chad Fox. That's number 3 on Fox. That's the second on the team. So a 2-point Raider lead. They've led by as many as 7 here in the third quarter. It was tied at 22 at halftime. And Ben Anderson at the line with 2:05 left in the third quarter. Shot by Ben is no good. He'll get another.
Anderson took it strong to the baseline that time. In basketball, it's so key not to give up the baseline. Fox did on that possession there, and Anderson drew the foul.
Second shot by Anderson is good. He gets 1 out of 2 as the Raiders now lead it by a score of 32-29. John Barker into the ball game for Rutland High for Brent Bliss. John Keenan, Joe Lorman, Chad Fox, Kyle Abel, and Stu St. Peter for the Mounties. Chris Mayhew, Brian Pinney, John Barker, Aaron Boynton, and Ben Anderson in there right now for Rutland High. 2 minutes left, third quarter, a 3-point Raider lead. Keenan with it in the forecourt, midcourt circle. Controlling off the dribble on the left, hands it off for Joe Lorman. Lorman picked up by Chris Mayhew. On the bounce, left sideline to Sean Keenan. Keenan dribbles toward the middle, back out to Lorman in the key, into the lane, back out to Keenan, up for 3. No good. Rebound. Abel, no, off Abel, out of bounds.
Abel did a nice job of getting inside position on Aaron Boynton. Just deflected out of bounds. He tried to save it in and dribbled it on the baseline.
Chris Mayhew slowly into the forecourt for Rutland High. Fox is picking him up. Fox has 3 personal fouls. Now it goes to Anderson at the free throw line. On the bounce down low to Boynton, right baseline. His turnaround deflected by St. Peter. Saved by Anderson to Barker. Barker gets double teamed. Back to Anderson, left baseline. Back out front to Pinney. Straight on, up for 3. No good. And we got a foul in the rebounding action. It's on Ben Anderson for going over the top. First on Ben Anderson, then it's the third on the Raiders. As Greg Birajiklian checks in for Rutland for Aaron Boynton. Darryl Laskowski checks in for MSJ for Chad Fox. 1:16 remaining here in the third quarter. Fox did a nice job in his run that time in the third quarter. 3-point Raider lead. Slowly into the forecourt, Sean Keenan. Keenan stops, goes on the right to Joe Lorman. Both teams in the man-to-man. Lorman dribbles right to left. On the bounce left side, it goes to St. Peter. Into the lane, runner is good. Rutland 32, MSJ 31. 55 seconds left, third quarter. Mayhew roars to the lane, running right-hander, around the rim and in. Chris Mayhew went coast to coast. Rutland 34, MSJ 31. 44 seconds remaining, third quarter. Keenan with it, right sideline in the forecourt, picked up by Penny. Keenan dribbles to the middle, goes out to Lorman, halfway between the circles, back to Keenan, right wing. Sean Keenan to the right side of the lane, back out to Lorman. On the cut to St. Peter, lays it up, no good, wouldn't fall. Rebound, Abel, back up and good. Strong offensive rebound for the bucket for Abel. The Raiders lead at 34-33. 20 seconds left, third quarter. Mayhew with it out front. Mayhew now to Birajiklian, right side of the lane. Now to Barker. Barker runs it down at the baseline. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Mayhew with it now. Dribbles to the left baseline. Back out to Penny. Penny, left sideline. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Penny forces the shot. It's no good. Rebound out of bounds off St. Peter. And with 0.5 seconds left in the third quarter, it'll be Rutland's basketball. Getting set to put the ball into play will be John Barker. Barker gets it in to Anderson. Same motion as shot as an air ball as time expires, ending the third quarter. So it was tied at halftime, and the Raiders lead it by 1 after 3. After 3 quarters of play, our score, Rutland 34, MSJ 33. Back at 34, MSJ 33, as Rutland outscored MSJ 12-11 in the third quarter. It's 22 apiece at halftime. Oskoski, Keenan, Lorman, St. Peter, and Fuller in there right now for MSJ. MSJ's basketball as we're underway in the fourth quarter. As Lorman goes left corner to Keenan, and Keenan's bomb is an air ball, saved by St. Peter. Nice hustle to Darryl Oskoski. Back out front to Joe Lorman. Lorman dribbles to the left on Chris Mayhew. Joe Lorman stops the dribble, looking around on the bounce out front to Fuller near the midcourt circle. Now to Lorman. Lorman dribbles left to right into the lane. Dumps it off now for St. Peter, and we got a foul against Rutland.
It's going to be on Mayhew, I believe. That'll be his third.
It is on Chris Mayhew. That's number 3 on Mayhew. As Vince mentioned, that's the 4th on the team.
Mayhew's leading Rutland in scoring right now with 10 points. His ability to beat the MSJ defense down the court with the quick, aggressive dribble.
Pointing's in for Birajiklian for Rutland High. Here's Keenan left wing. His 15-footer, no good. Rebound Anderson. Good inside positioning for Ben as he goes to Barker, to Mayhew. Tried to save it at the sideline, couldn't do it. It goes out of bounds. I think it was tipped. It might have gone out of bounds off MSJ anyway.
Lorman deflected it. Mayhew tried to save it from the sideline. He couldn't do so. That's a big break for MSJ.
Mayhew, Penny, Barker, Boynton, and Anderson, the alignment for Rutland High as Bliss gets set to check back in for Rutland High. Lorman with it for the Mounties to the left sideline to Darryl Oskoski. To the left corner now to Fuller, back to Oskoski. Between the left sideline and the key, and he dribbles out front. A 1-point Raider lead. Coming down on 7 minutes left in the ball game. Keenan with it now. Keenan to the left sideline to Fuller. Down low to Oskoski. Spins, fires, and hits around the rim and in. And MSJ has taken the lead. The Mounties lead at 35-34. Going to go to the wire. Ryan Penny with it in the forecourt for Rutland High. Ryan Penny looking around on the bounce right side to Boynton. Chases it down right sideline. Now to Chris Mayhew. Out front, dribbles right to left to the key to the line of the lane. Running right-hander. Good! It's going to count and get fouled. And the Raiders retake the lead, 36-35. Mayhew, an opportunity for a 3-point play. And that is the 3rd team foul on the Mounties. They call that one on Joe Lorman. His 2nd as Fuller is out. And who checked back in for the Mounties there? Was it Abel? Was out for a moment. Mayhew will be at the line. Bliss checked in for Rutland High. As Mayhew's shot is no good off the rim, and the rebound is controlled by Abel. At any rate, we'll set the alignment for MSJ now. Lorman, Abel, Keenan, St. Peter, and Oskoski. Chad Fox getting set to check back in for MSJ. Again, it is Brent Bliss back in the ball game for Rutland. Rutland has a 1-point lead, 36-35, 6:20 left in the ball game. St. Peter's shot blocked by Anderson, came down with it. As Anderson eventually going to Mayhew. Mayhew to Boynton, left side of the lane. His short jumper is good. Great play by Anderson, had the block, came down with it, went to Mayhew. Mayhew penetrated, and Boynton with a short jumper, and the Raiders lead it by 3, 38-35. St. Peter in the lane, his short jumper is good. 38-37, the Raiders by 1. So St. Peter answered that one. 5:53 left in the ball game. Mayhew, coast to coast, lays it up, no good. He was fouled. He'll be at the line for 2.
Fouls on Lorman. That's his 3rd personal. And what we're seeing right now is the green light from Coach Thompson of Rutland to Chris Mayhew to let him push that basketball up the court. He's really giving MSJ fits on the defensive end, as no one can match up with his quickness. Lorman
is out as Fox is in. Lorman has the 3 fouls. As you mentioned, that is the 4th on the team. Chris Mayhew is at the line for 2. Chad Fox also with 3 fouls. So 1-point Raider lead, 38-37. Chris Mayhew looks and fires. He's got it. He'll get another. He's picked it up nicely over the last couple of games from the free throw line. 9 out of 10, I believe it was. They told me at South Burlington the other day. 39-37. The Raiders by 2. Second shot by Mayhew is good. Gets them both. The Raiders by 3. 40-37. St. Peter in the backcourt double team. Off some pressure. Got it to Fox. Fox breaks the Rutland press for MSJ. With it now is Keenan. 5:40 left in the ball game. A 3-point Rutland High lead. Oskoski now to Fox. As a matter of fact, the score right now, Rutland 40, MSJ 37, the final of that earlier game. Oskoski for 3, no good. Chased down in the corner by Abel to Keenan, right side of the lane. Dribbles once, his short jumper, no good. Rebound fought for, and it goes out of bounds off Chad Fox. And Rutland will control in the backcourt. That was the score of game number 1, wasn't it? 40-37?
Yep.
That's what the score is right now. The Raiders with that 3-point lead. And the Raiders have the basketball. Anderson with it, left side of the circle. Now to Boynton into the lane, scoops it up and in. And the Raiders now have opened up a 5-point lead. Leon Wood wants a timeout as Oskoski dribbles up to midcourt. 42-37. Rutland by 5. Plus we had a foul, I believe, on Bliss, his 2nd, 5th on the team. So 5:06 remaining in the game. It's Rutland 42, MSJ 37. Back after this 30-second timeout. With Vince Allo this game tonight to be on Channel 15 in the very near future, being taped. The cameraman is Brian Mayhew. It's MSJ's basketball. Rutland by 5, 42-37. Coming down on 5 minutes left in the ball game. Sean Keenan with it, picked up by Brian Pinney in the forecourt. On the right wing to Darryl Oskoski, now to Fox, top of the circle, dribbles into the lane, drives, lays it up, no good, he was fouled. He'll be at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting.
That's, for the first time in a while, that's something MSJ needed to do, was go to the hoop hard. That's how they opened this ball game. They kind of abandoned that and started looking to the perimeter in the last several minutes, and for the first time in a while, Fox took it right down the center of that Rutland defense and took it hard to the basket and drew the foul.
It was on Boynton, his 2nd. 6 on the team as Anderson is in for Aaron Boynton now for Rutland High. So Fox at the line for 2. His shot is good. He'll get another. It's Rutland 42, MSJ 38. I got 6 for Rutland on the board. I had him for 5, but I'll assume the 6 is correct. Team fouls. The 2nd shot is no good. Rebound to Anderson. You have him for 5 too, don't you? Well, they got 6 up on the board, so that's official. With it right side, it is Brian Pinney with it near the right sideline. Pinney down low to Anderson, right side of the lane, spins. His turnaround is no good. A rebound to St. Peter. He was fouled. It's either right. And Dave Paller has checked into the ball game for Rutland as well. So Paller's in there with Bliss, Anderson, Chris Mayhew, and also Brian Pinney. And that foul against Rutland is on Dave Paller, and that is his 1st. And that puts Rutland over the limit. Well,
and MSJ's only committed 4, so that's a big advantage here for the Mounties with 4:38 remaining in this ball game, trailing by 4. Any foul now by Rutland puts MSJ at the line. And I mean, you talk about it all season long, how crucial are free throws at the end of a ball game. We're going to find out here as MSJ is going to go to the line from here on out.
St. Peter's shot is no good. Rebound to Pinney. So St. Peter was at the line for a 1-and-1, missed the front end. 42-38, a 4-point Raider lead. 4:30 left in the ball game. Chris Mayhew with it on the left. It goes to Brent Bliss. Bliss looking around. Bliss going to work on Oskoski, sends it out to Chris Mayhew, halfway between the circles. Back on the left to Anderson, down low to Bliss. Head fake, spins, fires up on the baseline, no good. Rebound, Darryl Oskoski. Oskoski dribbles out of traffic for the Mounties. Oskoski goes to Sean Keenan. Keenan into the forecourt. Keenan, top of the circle. Keenan stops the dribble right side of the circle, goes to Oskoski, right sideline. Oskoski dribbles toward the right corner and stops. On the bounce down low to Abel, cross court to Fox. Fox to the left sideline near the left corner. Fox looking inside. On the cut now to Keenan, drives. The shot blocked by Anderson, saved by Mayhew. Anderson with a huge block for Rutland. Mayhew now on the left goes to Penny. Head fake, stutter steps, and he's traveling. It'll be MSJ's basketball with 3:41 left in the ball game. A 4-point Rutland lead, 42-38. Another low-scoring ball game, but a little bit more scoring than that earlier matchup, the Holiday Tournament Championship game. Darryl Laskoski with it, picked up by Brent Bliss. On the bounce, right sideline to Chad Fox. Fox on the bounce to Abel. Abel drives, lays it up, and in. It's going to count, and he got fouled.
There was a kick on that play. It was deflected off the foot of one of the Rutland players. There was no call. Right off the foot, right to Kyle Abel. He laid it in and drew the foul. Big play for MSJ.
42-40, Rutland by 2. The foul is on Paller. Paller and Bliss are out, and Boynton and Barker in for Rutland. Abel, an opportunity for a 3-point play as the Raiders' lead has been sliced to 2.
And missed free throws. If MSJ had made their first 2 free throws of this quarter, this free throw here by Abel would give them the lead.
But it does not. He hits the free throw, but it cuts the Raider lead to 1. 42-41, Rutland by 1, 3:24 left in the ball game. Mayhew picked up by Fox, right sideline in the forecourt. Mayhew out front to Brian Penny, halfway between the circles, picked up by Keenan. Now to Anderson, and his turnaround is good from 15. Ben Anderson, huge bucket, 44-41, a 3-point Raider lead. St. Peter with it, right side of the circle. St. Peter into the lane, drives, lays it up, no good. Rebound to Penny, lost it to Keenan, lays it up, no good. Foul against Rutland. Keenan will be at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. Huge play by Keenan, and the foul is on John Barker. And the foul on Barker is his second. At the line, Sean Keenan for 2 for MSJ. 2:58 left in the game. It's a 3-point Raider lead, 44-41. Shot by Keenan is good. The Raiders lead it by 2, 44-42.
Broadcaster's curse time. Keenan 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
And his shot is no good. Rebound, St. Peter, up and good. Offensive rebound for the bucket by St. Peter. That ties it at 44 apiece. 2:50 left in the ball game. With it is Mayhew. Mayhew across the key to the line, out to Barker, dribbles to the free throw line. Back out to Mayhew, dribbles to the left, lost control, foul on Abel. And that's just the 15th foul on the Mounties. They have one more to give, and the foul on Kyle Abel is his first. So Keenan hit the first of 2. He missed the second. The rebound to St. Peter, got the bucket, that tied it at 44 apiece, as Brent Bliss is in for Rutland for John Barker. It's Rutland's basketball. That was a common foul, the 15th foul on the Mounties. First foul on Abel. Pass comes in to Anderson, loses control, out of bounds, off Abel. It'll be Rutland's basketball. Rutland going with Aaron Boynton, Brian Penny, Ben Anderson, Chris Mayhew, and Brent Bliss. It'll be Penny putting the ball into play from the baseline. Brian Penny looking, gets it in on the bounce out front to Brent Bliss, top of the circle on the left to Mayhew. To the left baseline, fade away, no good. Rebound St. Peter. St. Peter covers up and hands it off to Keenan. Keenan, St. Peter, Oskoski, Abel, and Fox for MSJ. We're tied at 44 apiece, 2:20 left in the ball game. Keenan dribbles to the left side of the lane and stops, and Bliss comes over and ties him up. Jump ball situation, it's Rutland's basketball. Great play by Bliss. He's played a superb defensive ball game tonight.
He's only got 4 points in this game, but the things he's doing do not show up in the stat book.
Rutland's basketball, Mayhew to Bliss in the forecourt, left side of the circle. 2:08 left in the ball game, tied at 44. Mayhew on the cut to Penny. Head fakes in the lane, short jumper, no good off the rim, and the rebound is ripped down by Sean Keenan. Sean Keenan slowly dribbles up court for the Mounties into the forecourt on Brian Penny. 1:50 left in the ball game, tied at 44 apiece. Keenan dribbles to the left. Keenan to the left baseline. Short baseline jumper is good, and MSJ takes the lead, 46-44. 1:38 left in the ball game. Mayhew the other way. Mayhew near the left sideline, picked up by Fox. Mayhew spins, his pass stolen away by Oskoski. Foul on Bliss. Oskoski will be at the line for a 1-and-1 with 1:31 left in the ball game. Foul on Bliss, number 3. Sid Thompson wants a timeout. The Raiders second. So we got a timeout on the floor. When we come back, a 2-point lead here, 46-44, minute 31 left in the game. Oskoski at the line for a 1-and-1. I don't believe MSJ has defeated Rutland in basketball since 1990. I believe it's been at least 5 years, but have to look that up.
It's been a while, needless to say. Credit that turnover to Chad Fox. His defense on Mayhew really cut down the passing lanes after Mayhew had pulled his dribble, and there was really no place for him to go, and he looked back up court, and there was Oskoski standing there. He got the foul on Bliss, but Chad Fox with a nice job of swarming defense.
And MSJ team foul-wise has one more to give. Oskoski at the line for a 1-and-1. His shot no good off the back of the rim. Anderson, the rebound. He was fouled by Abel, I believe. We'll wait and see. It's it's going to be on St. Peter. St. Peter on the foul. He is second. That is the 6th team foul on the Mounties. Rutland's basketball in the backcourt. And from here on in, both teams will be going to the line. So it's a 2-point Mountie lead, 46-44, minute 30 left here in the ball game. Brent Bliss with Chris Mayhew, Brian Pinney, Aaron Boynton, and Ben Anderson for Rutland High right now as Mayhew skips into the forecourt down the middle, picked up by Fox. On the cut to Boynton in the lane, head fake, spins, fires up, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound to Abel, hands it off to Keenan. Keenan, Oskoski, Abel, Fox, and St. Peter for MSJ. And the pass intended from Keenan to Fox, knocked out of bounds by Mayhew. MSJ's basketball left sideline in the forecourt. 1:14 left in the ball game. It's MSJ by 2, 46-44. Keenan got the pass in the backcourt, back into the forecourt, dribbles across the key out toward the midcourt circle. To the right sideline goes to Oskoski. Oskoski is fouled by Bliss. And Darryl Oskoski will be at the line for a 1-and-1 with 1:03 left in the ball game. Bliss on the foul. It's number 4 on Brent Bliss. Verjiklian will check in here for Rutland High, and checking out of the ball game is Aaron Boynton. This might be the offense-defense thing. Verjiklian on the defensive side and Boynton on the offensive side. We'll wait and see. Darryl Oskoski at the line for a 1-and-1 for MSJ. His shot is up, and it is good. He rattles it home, and MSJ takes a 3-point lead, 47-44. Oskoski will get another. Unofficially, I have both teams with 2 timeouts. They both have 2 left. That's unofficial. Oskoski's second shot is good. 2 free throws for Darryl Oskoski. MSJ is up 48-44. A minute left in the ball game. Brian Pinney with it, right wing. Down low now to Anderson, right baseline. Cross-court pass intended for Verjiklian, picked off by St. Peter to Oskoski to Keenan. And Keenan is fouled by Anderson in the backcourt with 50.1 seconds left in the ball game. Keenan will be at the line for a 1-and-1. That foul on Anderson is number 2.
Early on in that 4th quarter, it was free throws missed by MSJ that kept Rutland on top. The last 2 were huge by Oskoski, made it a 4-point game, and they're putting someone to the line, Sean Keenan, who was 5 for 6 from the free throw line here this evening.
So Sean Keenan looks and fires. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound to Verjiklian to Bliss. 47 seconds left in the game. Bliss wanted to go to Anderson, knocked away, back to Bliss to Verjiklian. Lays it up, no good. It went over the bucket. Rebound came down to Keenan to Oskoski to Keenan. 38 seconds left. Ahead to St. Peter. St. Peter in the forecourt, foul by Ben Anderson. With 34.5 seconds left in the ball game, St. Peter will be at the line for a 1-and-1. It is a 4-point MSJ lead, 48-44. As checking back into the ball game is Aaron Boynton for Rutland High. He's checking in for Greg Verjiklian. John Barker checking in for Rutland High. John Barker checking in for Brent Bliss.
That is the offensive.
We're just doing this from memory. If MSJ holds on to win, I believe it would be their first win over Rutland in boys basketball since the McDonough-Dillon era, since 1990. That's from memory, so that's unofficial. St. Peter at the line for a 1-and-1. His shot is good. He will get another. It's a 5-point MSJ lead, 49-44. 34.5 seconds left in the ball game. Second shot by St. Peter, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound to Ben Anderson. Outlet to Pinney. 30 seconds left in the ball game. Pinney, the long 3, bang! Brian Pinney with a long 3, and that was from downtown. The Raiders immediately call for a timeout. It is MSJ 49, Rutland 47, 26.7, a 2-point lead, 26.7 seconds left here in the ball game. The long 3 by Brian Pinney, cutting the Mountie lead from 5 down to 2. And I'll tell you, that was a long 3.
Came down wet. It came down wet.
Full court pressure, and Keenan has the basketball and immediately fouled either by Penny or Anderson. And Keenan will be going to the line for a 1-and-1. 25.6 seconds left in the ball game.
It's on Penny.
It's on Penny, number 3.
And how important are free throws, Jack? MSJ has missed 6 free throws here in this fourth quarter alone. This game would be on ice, so to speak, if they were able to improve on their free throw shooting late in the game.
The shot by Keenan is no good. Rebound to Mayhew. And Mayhew dribbles up for the Raiders. 21 seconds left in the ball game. A 2-point MSJ lead. On the right to Penny near the right sideline. Penny goes out now to Mayhew into the lane. And his shot is no good as he tried to scoop it up, but he was fouled. Chris Mayhew will be out the line for 2. And the foul is on St. Peter, his 3rd. 12.6 seconds left in the ball game. MSJ 49, Rutland 47. Chris Mayhew at the line for 2, and MSJ wants the timeout. Unofficially, I have the Mounties with 1 timeout left and the Raiders with 1 timeout left. Mayhew at the line for 2, trying.
Broadcaster's curse, and he was 5 for 5 up to that point. How ironic would it be at the end of this game with Chris Mayhew at the line for Rutland? In the early part of this season, really struggled from the free throw line, turned it around, thanks in part to me telling him to stay on the free throw line after he released the shot. He's been on fire since that point. He goes to the line here for 2, 12.6 remaining in this ball game. That's seconds, folks, with Rutland down by 2, and he can tie this basketball game up. And you really can't stress it enough in basketball games is the importance of making clutch free throws at the end of the game.
Well, here's Chris Mayhew. He's played quite a ball game tonight. Anyway, he's at the line for 2. His shot is good. Chris will get another one. It's MSJ 49, Rutland 48. Chris Mayhew. His second shot is up, and it is no good off the rim. Rebound to Keenan, tied up by Penny. Jump ball situation, MSJ's basketball with 11.2 seconds left in the ball game.
Regardless of what has happened the last 3 free throws, you must get the ball to Sean Keenan.
So it'll be MSJ's basketball. Full court pressure sent up by the Raiders. The Mounties lead it by 1. St. Peter gets the ball into play to Fox, and Fox immediately fouled by Mayhew with 10.5 seconds left in the ball game. That's number 4 on Chris Mayhew. So Chad Fox at the line for a 1-and-1. A 1-point MSJ lead. MSJ 49, Rutland 48.
And Rutland's out of timeouts. They really can't. It'd be nice to have one in their hip pocket right here to freeze the shooter a little bit.
I had him unofficially with 1 left, but I could be incorrect on that.
Do they have 1 timeout left, Chuck?
Okay.
I think they're out of them.
Okay.
Because Chris Mayhew came over to Coach Thompson and asked him to take a timeout.
Shot by Fox is no good. Rebound to Bliss. He goes to Mayhew. Mayhew calls for the timeout in the forecourt. And there is a timeout. That's the 4th. That's what I thought. I've been keeping track. But so it'll be Rutland's basketball in the forecourt left sideline with 6.9 seconds left in the ball game. It is MSJ 49, Rutland 48.
Well, knowing Coach Wood like I know him from MSJ, Rutland should come out on
throws, and Rutland with an opportunity to win it here with 6.9 seconds left in the ball game. Rutland will have the basketball. No more timeouts. That's official now. MSJ unofficially has 1 timeout left, and Rutland will have the basketball from the left sideline in the forecourt.
And this is the story right here, folks. MSJ 6 for 14 from the free throw line in this fourth quarter alone. That's 8 missed opportunities. They call them free throws for a reason. You must convert on those, and that's exactly why Rutland's got a chance to win this ball game.
Brent Bliss will put the ball into play from the sideline near midcourt for Rutland High. Bliss gets it into Penny in the backcourt. Into the forecourt, 5 seconds left. Penny dribbles off his foot, picks it up in the backcourt violation against Brian Penny. MSJ will have the basketball with 1.1 seconds left. Penny either dribbled off his own foot or off Chad Fox's foot, but it's MSJ's basketball at midcourt. Sean Keenan getting set to put the ball into play. Gets it into St. Peter. That's the ball game, and MSJ has won it 49-48. And I believe the first victory for MSJ over Rutland in boys basketball since the McDonough-Dillon era since 1990. That's your final, MSJ 49, Rutland 48. We'll wrap it up after this timeout.
Hi from Snapple.